We are joined now with Team Canada with Jamie Lee Rattray, number 47, as well as number 35, and goaltender Ann Renée Desbiens. If you would like to ask a question, please use the raise hand function, and we'll first start with questions in English. Andrew Podniks, go ahead.
Thanks. A question maybe for Jamie Lee to start. That looked like pretty close to a perfect game. Can you play any better?
I don't know about that, but I don't know. I think it was a really fun game to be a part of. I'm really proud of the girls and how we rallied together and how we stuck together to our game plan. I think that was really key for us, is that, you know, we proved to ourselves that we can stick with it against any opponent. And I don't know, it's pretty fun to be a part of that win. That's for sure.
I know you always want to score the first goal and get a lead and play well in the first period, but was that especially important for you psychologically tonight, just because you hadn't scored in the first period of the first 3 games?
Yeah, I think it was big. I think especially, you know, in a game like that, you definitely want to get them on their heels right away. And I think we did a really good job coming out strong. And then we didn't take our foot off the gas there. We really kept doing our thing, and it was really fun to watch and be a part of.
Thanks a lot.
Donna Spencer, go ahead.
Jamie Lee, that's the most, I guess, commanding win Canada's had over the US in a while. What does that do for the team emotionally, given that, you know, you haven't been able to measure yourself against any international competition, and the last time against the US was February of 2020. So what does this win mean to this team emotionally?
Yeah, I think it's huge for us. I mean, every time we play anybody, but especially them, we always want to beat them, right, with the rivalry over the years. But I don't know. I think for us, it was honestly just sticking with our game plan and staying with it. And I think we did a really good job of that. And, you know, obviously be good confidence booster for us moving forward too. And honestly, we just got to kind of let it go now, and we got to move on to the next one.
And Renee, the same question for you. What does this, beating the US by this kind of a margin after such a long hiatus in international women's hockey, what does that mean to you?
I think for us, it was really big, meaning like, obviously we're really fast, really physical team. So to be able to put that together against a team like the US was really big for us. And I think for all the rookies, how well they did and all of that, it's been great to see them under that kind of pressure and then show up is amazing. People should be excited in Canada about all of that. So I think we did really well as a team. And then it shows what we can bring to the table every day against any opponent.
You might be seeing this team a few times in the next few months before Beijing. So Jamie Lee, what sort of a tone setter was this?
Really good. I think, honestly, you know, like you said, we're going to see them a couple times this year, but I think for us, just honestly, you know, it doesn't matter who we're playing against. We want to play the same way. And honestly, I think it was a good confidence boost for us today. And I'm really proud of this group.
Haley Salvian, go ahead.
Hi, sorry, there's music kind of playing in the background, so I hope you guys can hear me okay here. You know, you both touched on it a little bit, but if we believe that this was a measuring stick game for both teams, what did you learn from your group in a 5-1 win against the Americans?
I think for us, honestly, just that we can play against anybody, and if we play the way we can, I think it'll prove that we can come out on top. And honestly, I think if everyone plays the way they did, from the rookies, from the vets, I think everyone contributed today, and it was a good measuring stick for us. And obviously we always want to play that way moving forward in this tournament.
And is this the brand of hockey that, you know, we could expect from Team Canada moving forward?
Go ahead.
Yes, obviously, I think we've seen it in the first few games. We're really fast, really physical. We're willing to put people on net front, tip puck. So I think, we do have a lot of talent, but we're also willing to do the really hard thing, the forecheck, the back check, like being disciplined. So I think there's a lot of great things. It's not just one way. It's like you can see our team doing well offensively, defensively. So there's a lot to be excited about.
Celine Baldi, go ahead. Celine, go ahead.
Sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah. go ahead.
Sorry. Jamie Lee, you started this tournament as the 13th forward, and now you're on the top line. You're scoring some big goals. Is it a psychological adjustment when you know you're going to be playing on the top line in a game versus the 13th forward? And how does it feel knowing that, you're playing these important minutes and having a really big role?
Honestly, I think for me, the biggest thing is just, anytime that I get out there, I want to make an impact. And whether that's, 1 shift or 10 shifts, I think the big thing for me is, just doing anything I can to help the girls out and bring the energy. I think that's the big thing for me. And I don't know, I had a lot of fun out there. And honestly, all I'm going to try to do is do that every time I get on the ice, whether, like I said, whether it's, 1 shift or 10, I think that's the big thing. And that's one thing that this group has been really good at, is that no matter who goes out, what situation it is, we've really everyone has made a good impact, and, it's pretty fun to be a part of.
Thank you.
Sandra Persina, go ahead.
Thanks, Esther.
Sorry, Sandra, go ahead.
Oh, that's okay. Thanks, Esther. Ann Renée, this one's for you. You didn't face a shot until about 7 minutes. How do you stay fresh in a game like this? And it progressed at a really interesting pace where it was waves and waves of Canada and then a little bit more US in the third period.
I guess playing at Wisconsin prepared me for that my entire career. So I have a lot of experience that way, I guess. As a goalie, whether you get 50 or you get 10 shots, it's really important to just stop the next one. And I think that's always what I focus on. And obviously, I love to play the puck. Sometimes it goes well, sometimes it's a little scrambly too, but that keeps me really entertained, I guess, and then keep me in the game. So it's really for me just to stop the next one, because like I said, doesn't matter how many you get, they still can't get past you. So really focus on what you can control and really be proud of my teammates, because I guess you could see all the effort they put in front of me, and like to hold the Americans to no shots for, I don't know, the first 12 minutes of the first period was pretty incredible. The pressure we're able to put on them. So my hat's off to them, because that's really impressive. But yeah, just enjoy the game and then play the puck a little too much.
Well, you mentioned it. There were some funky bounces off the boards. How well do you feel this rink here at Winsport?
You think you know it until you don't. So I guess I learned the hard way on one of them in the third when I hit the glass and it came back. But I mean, that's part of my game. And I know like turnovers are going to happen. I'm going to keep going. I think it's a good, helps my D, helps my team. And I don't expect to never make a mistake. And I don't know, I kind of brush it off and laugh about it and then go again next time.
Thanks, guys.
Jared Book, go ahead.
Obviously, you've played games without Marie-Philippe Poulin before, but what does it mean to have this kind of win against the United States without her in the lineup, just from a confidence perspective, up and down the lineup?
I mean, I think obviously, you can't really fill Pooh's shoes. She's obviously a leader on this team, and she has been for a long time, but I think we did a really good job. Everyone stepped up and did the roles that they needed to. And honestly, today was a really big team win, and I'm really proud of everyone who stepped up and, played the role they needed to. And I mean, it's like I said, it's hard to fill her shoes, but everyone did a really good job of stepping up.
And our last question in English before we turn to French, Jeremy Freeborn, go ahead.
Okay, can you folks hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, terrific. Just a quick question for Jamie Lee. Maybe to just talk a little bit about your 2 goals, because you scored them in 2 different ways. One of them was we turned around the Wayne Gretzky office. The second one was on the rebound. So maybe if you can just talk about your goals if you have a chance.
Yeah, sure. I mean, on the first one, Jenner did a really good job of just fighting the defense off and getting it to the net, and I happened to get the rebound there. And I guess behind the net, I just happened to see that the goalie was on the other side of the net, and I just tried to jam it home there. I don't know if it's quite like Wayne Gretzky, but maybe I should change my number. I don't know, but no, I don't know. I think it was just really, really, really good gritty goals by our line, and I don't know, it was a lot of fun to be out there. That's for sure.
Okay, turning to questions in French. If you'd like to ask a question, please use the raise hand function. Jean-Luc Legendre, please go ahead.
Oui, bonjour. Une question pour Ann Renée. Vous avez connu un début de match extraordinaire. Qu'est-ce qui fait que vous avez connu une si bonne première période? C'est sûrement le fait que vous affrontiez les Américaines, ça doit être très motivant, mais aussi l'absence de Poulin là, qui a dû jouer quelque chose à la balance.
Je pense que justement, avant le match, on a un peu discuté de qu'est-ce qui allait être important pour nous aujourd'hui. Et puis, je pense que justement, c'était de mettre notre échec avant, dès le début de la période, et puis de mettre beaucoup de pression sur les Américaines, sur leur défense, ces choses-là. Donc, oui, c'est certain que Marie-Philippe, c'est une grosse partie de notre équipe, mais je pense que tout le long du championnat, on s'est vraiment concentré sur nous, qu'est-ce qu'on peut faire maintenant. Et puis, c'est vraiment justement, on est dans une game rapide, physique, on a utilisé ça à notre avantage. Et puis, justement, compter quelques buts en début de première, ça a été énorme pour nous aussi.
Vous terminez au premier rang du groupe A. Qu'est-ce que ça représente, cette victoire, compte tenu que c'est une victoire contre, évidemment, les Américaines? Qu'est-ce que ça signifie pour vous pour la suite du tournoi?
C'est certain que c'est une grosse victoire, mais je pense que justement, on a des choses à apprendre aujourd'hui. On a fait beaucoup de bonnes choses aussi. Donc, on va retourner au tableau, on va regarder qu'est-ce qu'on a bien fait, qu'est-ce qu'on doit améliorer. Et puis, je pense que notre but, justement, c'est de devenir de meilleur à chaque journée. Puis, je pense qu'on l'a prouvé depuis le début du championnat. Donc, c'est juste de continuer dans cette direction-là jusqu'à la fin.
Merci.
Tristan Mack, go ahead.
Salut Anne Renée. J'imagine qu'une victoire comme ça, c'est toujours satisfaisant, d'autant plus la grosse différence au niveau du pointage là, contre vos rivales de toujours. Tu te sens comment après cette victoire-là, d'autant plus que ça fait longtemps que vous n'aviez pas affronté les Américaines, là?
Je suis très fière de mon équipe. Je pense que justement, d'être capable de jouer contre les Américaines de cette façon, d'une façon décisive, d'une façon rapide et puis physique. Je pense qu'on a beaucoup de choses à célébrer présentement. Et puis, c'est certain que ça faisait longtemps qu'on n'avait pas joué contre elles. C'est certain que dernièrement, ils ont été les meilleurs au monde, mais je pense qu'on est venu ici avec beaucoup de choses à prouver. Et puis, on a une équipe jeune, on a un nouveau départ. Et puis, je pense que tout le monde est très excité à l'idée d'avoir cette opportunité-là au courant des prochains matchs.
Et tu parles justement de la jeunesse de votre équipe. Il y a très peu de joueuses là, qui ont participé à des championnats mondiaux. Qu'est-ce que ça représente pour ces jeunes-là qui ont peu d'expérience et qui viennent de vivre une victoire émotive comme ça?
Je pense que justement, c'est une grosse victoire. Je pense que certaines d'entre elles, justement, ils ont une nouvelle page blanche. C'est pas comme certaines des anciennes qui ont beaucoup d'histoire, on a beaucoup de passé avec les Américaines. Donc, je pense qu'ils nous apportent vraiment une bouchée d'air fraîche. Et puis, justement, de les voir performer contre une équipe contre elles, de les voir rester physiques, de jouer à leur force, c'est vraiment impressionnant. Et puis, on devrait être excités, le Canada, de voir comment ces jeunes-là, ils performent, même sous pression.
Merci, félicitations pour cette victoire.
Merci.
Elizabeth Biscayon, go ahead.
C'est Elisabeth Bisaillon de Femmes de hockey. First of all, congrats for the win. Anne Renée, j'ai 2 questions pour toi. Donc, on a vu ton équipe marquer très tôt dans le match et assurer une domination quand même sur les Américaines, qui sont, on le sait, une très bonne équipe. Tes coéquipières t'ont certainement rendu la tâche plus facile en début de partie, en faisant beaucoup de sorties de zone quand il le fallait et en marquant surtout des buts. Les Américaines ont tenté de revenir, mais tu as gardé le fort. Que représente cette victoire pour toi et comment on garde le focus, même si notre équipe a une bonne avance?
Cette victoire-là, je pense que c'est très important pour l'équipe, justement, de voir que quand on se concentre sur nous-mêmes, sur nos forces à nous, que ça rapporte. Et puis, je pense que justement, au courant des premiers matchs, on n'avait pas réussi à compter en première période. Donc, c'est quelque chose qu'on voulait vraiment améliorer. Puis, on a vu les fruits de cet effort-là aujourd'hui. Et puis, de la part d'un gardien, c'est juste toujours d'arrêter le prochain, peu importe combien tu en as. Donc, ça ne change vraiment rien, mais c'est certain que c'est toujours apprécié d'avoir un petit coussin de la part de mes coéquipières. Ça rend le travail un petit peu plus facile.
Et les parties qui opposent les États-Unis et le Canada sont toujours très physiques, très rapides et surtout très énergiques. Et ce soir, c'est toi et ton équipe justement qui avez dicté le rythme de la partie tout au long, même si les Américaines ont tenté une remontée en fin de match. Pour toi, qu'est-ce qui a fait la différence pour que vous gagniez par un si grand écart?
Je pense que ce qui a fait de la différence, c'est vraiment notre échec avant, de la façon qu'on a été capable de les garder dans leur zone défensive. On sait que les Américaines, c'est une équipe offensive, ils aiment ça passer du temps en offense. Donc, je pense que d'être capable de les garder justement dans leur zone à eux, de mettre de la pression, de devoir les faire backchecker ces choses-là, c'est vraiment quelque chose qui nous a aidé à avoir du succès aujourd'hui.
Thank you everyone for your questions for Jamie Lee Rattray and Ann Renée Desbiens. That is our time. We will be right back with head coach Troy Ryan.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Joined now by head coach Troy Ryan. Please use the raise hand function if you would like to ask a question. We'll first go to Andrew Podniks.
Thanks, Troy. I'm wondering if tonight's result and the play of the team tonight is the kind of gesture word you were hoping for when you put together a team that was almost 50-50 rookies and veterans.
Yeah, we're pleased with obviously tonight's outcome, and we thought we were rewarded for a lot of the work we've done here in the last number of months, and obviously nice to get a good start. But you know, I think when you're putting together a team, you're just looking to put together the best group of talent you can and hope they come together as one. And I think this group is well on their way to uniting and being a good group together right now.
Great, thank you.
Donna Spencer, go ahead.
Troy, it's been a while since Canada beat the US by that kind of a margin. You put your finger on what was the key to that? What went into that start to this game?
Yeah, I think it's a number of things, and I'm sure if you ask many people, they would all have different opinions on it. I think, you know, to start, I thought we were pretty good on the forecheck. Our F1 and our F2 did a good job. But to be honest, we were able to put 4 lines over the boards and 7D over the boards, and everybody was contributing to our team success. And I think right now that's the best thing that's happening is there's no one looking for the individual. They're looking for team, and everybody's happy for everybody with their own success. So putting everybody over the boards and knowing they're going to do the job is probably half the battle right now.
You had an important player out of the lineup tonight. Just your thoughts on Jamie Lee Rattray kind of stepping up and filling some of that offensive void.
Yeah, she's a great player. We're confident in putting her in many situations. I think the best thing about her is just the energy and the attitude she brings to the rink every day. And, you know, part of the reason why it was easy for us to select her is her versatility. She can play up the line. She can play down the line. She can play left wing, right wing. So that versatility and that attitude bodes well for someone like Jamie Lee Rattray to get opportunities. And every time she's got the call, she's answered it. So very pleased to see the success she's had so far in this event.
Kristen Whalen, go ahead.
Hi there. Obviously, a lot of the talk is always around playing a full 200-foot game, and you guys did that very well today. Looking at this roster, though, I think about 75% of the forwards here are natural centers who tend to really have that defensive mindset very much ingrained. How does that lineup dynamic play into being able to execute a full game plan this way?
Yeah, it's been interesting. The way we put our lineup together is we have some centers playing the wing, but we have some wings that we've converted into centers, and just a constant trying to find the right chemistry. But, you know, I think having that defensive mindset is good. I'm not sure if it's necessarily translating on each of the lines, but I think we just have good depth right now. We didn't worry too much about what position they were. We're comfortable with mingling and mixing them in and just putting them with the right lines so they can gain the right type of chemistry.
You touched on it a little and about Jamie Lee specifically as well, but having that versatility where you do have all of these forwards who can play pretty much any position where you need them and in different roles on different lines. I mean, what's the process of trying to figure out who to put where when you've got that much flexibility? Yeah,
to be honest, a lot of trial and error. We have the benefit of plenty of camps leading into events like this. And, you know, as a staff, we've talked a lot about, you know, working through little things during camps and making some adjustments and making some changes so we can be comfortable with what we put together at a world championship and an event. So we mingled a lot, mixed a lot, and just we're comfortable right now where we're at. You know, the other night with Jenner out of the lineup and tonight with Poulin out of the lineup, we didn't feel the need to mix a lot. We're comfortable. Rattray has filled that 13th forward spot a couple times, and we're comfortable taking her right from the 13th forward spot into the top line and playing some power play minutes. And for a team like ours to have success, we got to be prepared to do that. And everybody's got to be prepared to play in different roles and just find a way to impact the team the best they can with the role that's provided.
Haley Salvian, go ahead.
Oh, sorry, I think I was muted still. It was mentioned already, but you know, Marie-Philippe Poulin wasn't in the lineup tonight. Is there an update on her status? Was that a precautionary move so she'd be more ready for Saturday? Is there anything you can tell us about her status?
No, we did give her a break, and our medical team and our management team will continue to evaluate the situation. And to be honest, I haven't haven't got an update. Our focus was on tonight's game, and we'll reevaluate things with Poulin this evening and tomorrow.
Erica Ayala, go ahead.
Thank you, Coach. I wanted to ask you about the power play opportunities, both teams able to be on the power play, but what did you see from your special teams tonight? What are your takeaways generally?
Yeah, it's definitely one of the areas we have to tighten the bolts up a little bit. Our power play hasn't been good to date. I thought in our last game against Switzerland, they generated some great chances and maintained momentum for us. I thought tonight, obviously starting the third period on the power play, we lost momentum at that point. So definitely something we got to dive back into and sit and have some chats and some meetings and see if we can come up with something to improve our power play moving forward. But one of our goals tonight was also just to win the specialty teams battle. And you can either win that by scoring power play goals, or you can win that by killing penalties. And the penalty kill was able to kill the Americans' power plays and also contribute by scoring a shorthanded goal. So we'll take that at this point, but we definitely got to go back to the drawing board and make some adjustments so we can be better moving forward.
We have time for a couple of more questions. Next, we'll go to Ken Campbell, Hockey Unfiltered.
Hi, Troy. There'd been so much talk, going into this tournament and this game about the way the Americans have dominated Canada, especially in this particular tournament in the past. And I'm wondering, do you use that as a motivational tool for your team? And was it just a case of maybe they just got tired of hearing that narrative all the time coming into this?
No, I think a lot of time we got to spend together during the pandemic, just on Zoom calls and our different camps. Like, our focus has not been on the past at all. Our focus has been on ourselves and how we can be better and moving forward. So we don't even discuss it, to be honest. We're confident in what we do as a group, and our plan is looking forward. Even tonight's game, it's done, it's past. We got to look at how we can be better moving forward. And if we dwell on past experiences or past losses, we're going to get ahead of ourselves. So we're focused on moving forward for sure.
Our final question is to Moses Woldu. Moses, go ahead.
Thanks, Esther. And forgive me, Troy, I'm pretty sure that you answered this, but I was having some audio issues. But I just wanted to ask you about Jamie Lee, what she did to kind of step in terms of Marie-Philippe Poulin's kind of position and really take hold of the work she did, causing the turnovers, getting the goals, and her overall growth you've seen as a player, as she's not only just progressed through this tournament, but over the time with Team Canada.
She's just a player that has a ton of character. She brings a lot of energy to our group, both on and off the ice. And, we often, a lot of times people will talk about a player's role in specific situations, whether they're a fourth line or a third line. One of the things we've tried to focus on is more not what your role is, but what your impact is. And I think Jamie Lee Rattray has just done an outstanding job. You look at tonight, if you look at her time on ice wasn't, in that top six forward type of role. But her impact with the minutes that she gave were great. So that's the one thing she's brought consistently, whether it's been at camps or so far at this event. She finds ways to impact the team both on and off the ice. And she's just one of those players that you root for, and definitely happy that she's getting some success and we're benefiting from it as a team.
Thank you, Moses, and thank you everyone for your questions. That concludes this conference call with head coach Troy Ryan. Thank you.